European desserts unveil a tapestry of rich traditions, regional ingredients, and centuries-old recipes, each dish telling a story of its country's unique history and culture. From the lush vineyards of France to the scenic villages of Italy, from the spirited streets of Spain to the snow-capped slopes of Austria, dessert in Europe isn't merely a conclusion to a meal. It is a celebration, a ritual, a memory in the making. To begin our journey, imagine stepping into a bustling Parisian patisserie. The glass displays are lined with rows of pastel-colored macarons, their delicate shells giving way to ganache and jam fillings in flavors like raspberry, pistachio, and salted caramel. The air is fragrant with the buttery aroma of croissants and millefeuille, that golden pastry layered with pillowy cream and delicate pastry. French desserts are renowned for their technical finesse and sophistication. The tarte tatin, with its caramelized apples perched on top of a flaky crust, was famously created by accident in the late 19th century. The eclair, filled with velvety custard and topped with glossy chocolate icing, and the cloud-like soufflé, rising tall and proud from its ramequin, demonstrate the French reverence for pastry as both art and science. Crossing the Alps into Italy, dessert transforms into a ritual that draws from generations of family traditions. Picture a table in Tuscany where tiramisu, that iconic layering of coffee-soaked ladyfingers, mascarpone cream, and dustings of cocoa, is as much about warmth and hospitality as it is about flavor. Each bite is a blend of textures and the gentle bitterness of espresso dancing across the palate. Further south, in Sicily, cannoli reign supreme. Crisp, fried pastry tubes are piped full of sweetened ricotta cheese, often dotted with candied fruit or chocolate chips, offering a contrast between crunch and creaminess. Gelato, smoother and denser than regular ice cream, is enjoyed across piazzas and along seaside promenades, its flavors spanning from the classic stracciatella to vibrant pistachio or tart lemon. Venture west to the Iberian Peninsula, and Spanish and Portuguese desserts showcase both Moorish influences and local ingenuity. Churros, those crispy ridged dough pastries dusted with sugar, are a beloved treat, especially when dunked into thick, rich chocolate. In the Basque region, tarta de queso, Basque burnt cheesecake, reinterprets the classic with a dark caramelized top and a surprisingly creamy center. Flan, a creamy caramel custard, graces tables across Spain and Portugal, while in Lisbon, the iconic pastéis de nata are found in almost every bakery. These small custard tarts, with their crackling layers of puff pastry and silky, golden custard, are a triumph of simplicity and technique, their secret recipes fiercely guarded by master bakers. Traveling north, German and Austrian desserts evoke images of alpine chalets, bell towers, and sprawling Christmas markets. Nowhere is the tradition more revered than in Vienna, the self-proclaimed city of cakes. Sachertorte, a dense, perfectly balanced chocolate cake sandwiched with a layer of apricot jam and cloaked in glossy chocolate ganache, is perhaps Austria's most famous confection, a creation with its own origin story and annual celebration. Apfelstrudel, warm and fragrant from the oven, is made with impossibly thin layers of dough wrapped around apples mingling with cinnamon, raisins, and sugar. The Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, or Black Forest cake, layers dark chocolate sponge with sour cherries and clouds of whipped cream, all moistened with the distinctive cherry kirsch liqueur. In Central and Eastern Europe, desserts often reflect both lavish courtly banquets and humble country kitchens. Hungary's Dobos torte layers sponge cake, chocolate buttercream, and a signature hard caramel top. In Poland, paczki, sumptuous, jam-filled donuts, entice crowds during Carnival. Napoleonka, a cousin of French millefeuille, alternates crisp layers of pastry with luscious vanilla custard. In Russia, the Medovik honey cake presents thin, honey-infused cakes, each brushed with sour cream or sweetened condensed milk frosting, resulting in a subtly sweet, aromatic masterpiece. Nordic countries showcase a deep appreciation for the bounty of wild berries, grains, and dairy, turning even the starkest winters into cause for celebration. Swedish cinnamon buns, rich with spice and pearl sugar, fill bakeries with an intoxicating fragrance, an essential accompaniment to fika, the cherished coffee break. Kladdkaka, Sweden's answer to the chocolate cake, is celebrated for its gooey center and crisp crust. Norway's krumkake, delicately rolled waffle cookies, are filled with whipped cream and often enjoyed around Christmas. In Finland, Runeberg Tortu pays homage to the nation's beloved poet, blending almonds, jam, and sweet icing in a cylindrical cake. The British Isles enchant with desserts that brim with nostalgia and comfort. Sticky toffee pudding, a moist, date-studded sponge cake awash in warm toffee sauce, is served steaming from the oven. Classic scones, sometimes split and filled with clotted cream and berry jam, are essential to afternoon tea. From Wales comes bara braith, a richly spiced tea loaf studded with dried fruit. Across Ireland, barmbrack is a fruitcake steeped in tradition, often baked with trinkets hidden inside to tell fortunes, especially at Halloween. France's neighbors, Belgium and the Netherlands, also rank among Europe's sweetest destinations. Belgian waffles, a symbol of culinary pride, appear in myriad forms. The light, airy Brussels style, or the denser caramelized Liège version. Coupled with whipped cream, chocolate, or fresh fruit, they make for an irresistible treat. Spéculoos, the spiced short-crust cookies originating in the Low Countries, fill the air with cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, especially during winter festivities. Venture once more into the Mediterranean, where the climate yields fruits, nuts, and honey that are celebrated in dessert traditions. In Greece, baklava stands as a testament to culinary exchange, layers of crisp phyllo dough, chopped nuts, and sweet syrup or honey, a treat enjoyed in households, bakeries, and cafes alike. Loukoumades, small fried dough balls drizzled with honey and sprinkled with cinnamon or sesame, have roots that trace back to ancient times when they were offered to victors of the Olympic Games. An offering of orange-scented galactoboreko, custard encased in phyllo and soaked in syrup, demonstrates the enduring alliance between dairy, wheat, and citrus in Greek sweets. Eastern Europe is a treasure trove of sweets deeply tied to family and festivity. In Romania, cozonac, a sweet, yeasted loaf swirled with walnuts, cocoa, or Turkish delight, graces holiday tables. In Bulgaria, banitsa layers flaky pastry with custard and cheese, straddling the boundary between sweet and savory. Slovenia's potica, a rolled nut cake, features finely ground walnuts, honey, and lemon zest, a symbol of celebration and perseverance. Switzerland, high in the heart of the Alps, is synonymous with chocolate. Swiss chocolatiers pride themselves on the silkiest milk chocolates and the airiest pralines. Yet here, too, desserts go beyond chocolate. Meringues served with double cream from the region of Gruyere become the star of festive gatherings. Zuger Kirschtorte, a cherry brandy-spiked cake with layers of biscuit, buttercream, and a coat of marzipan, showcases refined flavors and elegant techniques. Each European country, each region, and even each family can have its own signature dessert, shaped by what grows nearby, historical influences, and individual creativity. These confections are not static relics. They evolve over time, influenced by shifting palates, new ingredients, and the blurring of borders, yet always paying homage to tradition. Consider the role of seasonal celebrations and religious festivals. The German Lebkuchen, with its honey and spices, fills homes during Christmas. The Italian panettone, a lofty, fruit-studded bread, appears on tables from Milan to Rome every December, its fluffy crumb punctuated by citrus peel and raisins. At Easter, Greek bakers craft tsoureki, a sweet, braided bread, often threaded with red-dyed eggs. The French galette des rois, a frangipan-filled pastry, is sliced on Epiphany, the finder of the hidden fève crowned as king or queen for the day. Perhaps what defines the European dessert more than anything, though, is the spirit in which it is shared. A slice of Polish Sernik cheesecake offered to a guest. Glasses of French clafoutis with cherries served at a countryside picnic. Dutch appel tart baked for a Sunday coffee gathering. These are gestures of love, hospitality, and togetherness. Communities gather to bake for village fetes. Families pass down their recipes with loving care, and local bakeries become places of warmth and gathering. But European desserts are also a celebration of skill. The qualities of patience, attention, and care. Many of the continent's legendary sweets emerged from royal kitchens, shaped by the hands of master pastry chefs. The Viennese obsession with cakes and coffeehouses is the legacy of centuries. Pastry schools in Paris and Lyon are revered institutions. Meanwhile, in home kitchens, bakers young and old shape doughs, whip creams, and temper chocolates. A dance between craft and comfort that continues across generations. At their heart, these desserts offer more than sweetness. Each bite contains hints of history, the conquest and exchange of spices and sugar across continents, the survival of traditional baking methods amid the march of technology, the interplay of opulence and austerity. The elegance of a French macaron tells of royal courts and exacting masters, while the rustic joy of a Finnish berry pie speaks to foraging in northern forests. Healthier modern sensibilities are influencing European sweets as well. Bakers experiment with alternative flours, natural sweeteners, and local produce. Vegan and gluten-free versions of classic favorites find their places at contemporary tables. And yet, the underlying essence, delight in flavor, pride in heritage, the coming together of friends and family, remains unchanged. These desserts are ambassadors connecting people and crossing borders. To taste Portuguese pastéis de nata is to glimpse the tiled streets of Lisbon. To enjoy a slice of Austrian Zuckertorte is to feel the elegance of a Viennese café. To savor Italian gelato by the scoop is to join a tradition dating back centuries and still inventing itself anew. Perhaps this is why European desserts are so beloved around the world. They invite both nostalgia and discovery, honoring the places and people who made them, while offering a canvas for bakers' own touches. Whether you are sampling them in grand cities or quiet villages, in bustling bakeries or your own home kitchen, they are a delicious reminder that life's sweetest moments are best shared with others. Take this as an invitation to explore, to try a recipe passed down through generations, or to seek out a treat you've never tasted before. Let each dessert remind you not only of how far culinary craft has come, but also of how close we come together, across borders, across time, and across the table, when we share in the simple, enduring joy of something sweet.